Welcome, I'm David.
I'm Lindsay.
And this is Desmonds Donders.
In this special one-off, Lindsay was asked to say where she was from and talk about it. That first arrow was where the houses were, and this arrow where the depot was. I'll leave it to Lindsay to carry on.
Hello. We have been asked, or rather I have been asked, to tell some of my story as to where I grew up. I lived in a place called Glen. We moved there in 1969, a couple of weeks before my 8th birthday. My dad was a Ministry of Defence police officer, he was a police constable, and they moved him to Glen, which is beside Arachar on the west coast of Scotland. The fun thing was there that on one side of the Glen you had Loch Long, and on the other side of the Glen you had Loch Lomond. Where we lived there was 16 houses, no public transport, no shops, no pubs. The nearest pub was 3.5 miles away in the Inverberg Hotel on the Loch Lomond side. I went to primary school in Tarbert, so there was a minibus that used to come and pick the kids up from the Glen every morning and take us back every night. During the summer, we basically ran wild. We had the hills, the burns, and lots of hiding places that we could get away from. We all had push bikes. We cycled miles. We used to go swimming in the burns. We had 3 spots that were really good. One which wasn't too deep and it wasn't too far away. And if somebody was incapable of riding a bike, we used to go there. And if we were all deciding to go on a large bike trip, we used to take the bikes and go to the actual Glen farm. There was a huge pond in the burn there that we used because you're talking 15-20 kids, and we just used to go there, swim, and then come back. We didn't have water bottles at those times. We didn't drink out of water bottles. We didn't even conceive what a water bottle was. If you wanted a drink, you drank out the burn. If you wanted something to eat, you used the berries on the ground because you knew what was safe and what wasn't. We had a gamekeeper, and his name was Willie. And Willie used to take all the kids under his wings, and he would teach us how we could survive in the woods if we got lost. Not that we ever got lost, but if we got lost. And Willie used to show us what was safe and what wasn't. I wish there was more people like him these days. But Willie was just a character, and he was gamekeeper for the Forestry Commission. So we had lots of red deer around, and once every 2 years the Faslane Shooting Club used to come up and help cull some of the deer. I don't like guns, I never have and I never will. So we just used to stay away because we knew that, hitting moving targets, you had no idea what these guys could hit or not. So we just used to stay out the way. But we found one year that we had an albino stag. It was an 8-pointer, it was a beautiful beast, and the shooting club were told, if you see it, leave it. We don't want it touched. Just leave it alone. Nah, they saw it, they winged it, they didn't kill it. It took Willie 2 days to find that beast and put it out of its misery, so it was just one of those things. But it was part and parcel of where we grew up. When I went to the high school, I went to Helensburgh Hermitage Academy, and that was 18 miles away, so that was also done by bus. And we did that for the 4 years I was at the high school. There's so many stories about the Glen that some of them I can't tell you. There was lots of fun, lots of laughter, and lots of freedom that I believe the children of today don't have, because there are too many scary stories, too many scary people about. But when we were growing up, like I said, we literally were wild. In the summer, we used to go out after breakfast and come home at tea time. Nobody had any idea where we were, but they knew we were safe. We didn't have mobile phones, we didn't have laptops. We just went where we knew we could go. Along the roads, all the roads along the Glen were single track with passing places, and usually you could see cars coming for quite a distance, so the kids knew to get off the road and let the cars past. We had freedom, like I say, that I don't believe the kids of today have. When I left the high school, I went to work in a hotel for the summer. First time away from home. I was 3 miles away, it was fine. That was a bit of an eye-opener. And then I went back home and I went to college. Now, college was in Clydebank, which is just outside Glasgow. And it was like 45 miles from home. And that was fun because basically my dad wasn't on duty. He would take me to the first bus stop, which was in Gaelic, and I get the bus from Gaelic to Helensburgh, and I get the train from Helensburgh to Clydebank, and then walk up the hill to the college, and then vice versa on the way home. If my dad wasn't available, I used to get the open bus from Helensburgh to the bottom of our road. The old road. There was 2 roads. There was the Admiralty Road, which we weren't allowed to use, and there was the old road. And then I would get that road, and then somebody would come and pick me up. If my dad was working in the morning, he got permission for me to actually go on the police transport, which meant I left at 6:30 in the morning, and the police transport used to take me from the Glen to Gaelic, and then I get the bus from Gaelic to Helensburgh, and I get the train. But it made for a very long day. But I loved it up there. The houses are no longer there, they got knocked down. And David and I took Craig up, I don't know how long ago we took him, to show him. And the only thing you could actually tell there'd been any kind of life up there was that the domesticated flowers had grown wild. But apart from that, it's all just gone back to nature. And it's actually quite sad because we had some great memories up there. We really did. And I loved it up there. Well, part of the midges and the clags, but that's normal. It's Scotland, of course. So I hope you've enjoyed this, and thanks for listening, and we'll see you soon. Bye.
Just a picture to show what the snow used to be like in the winter at the Glen. That's a car buried to the right, and just off centre to the left, a bridge. If you've any questions to ask, email them to the address on our About page. Thank you for watching Desmonds Donders. And remember, please take nothing but memories and leave nothing but tracks. Please subscribe and ring the bell for notifications, and hopefully we'll see you next time.